Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly general angel reading for the month of June 2023. So, before we begin, I would just like to welcome everyone who is returning to this monthly series, and to also welcome anyone who may be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. But just before we get into the reading itself, and in a little bit, I'll just explain the format here just in case you are new. I'd just like to ask you and remind you to subscribe, to select the all notification bell, to like, dislike, and to most importantly, leave your comments. And they are really starting to floor me. It's just incredible how many of you are starting to share, and that, like me, when I share a lot. And so it's great to see so many people having so much to say, and especially in terms of all of it seems to be um, enormously filled with angelic wisdom. Also, if you feel during the course of joining me here watching this video that you would like to receive an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. You can select the first time promotional offer if you're a first time client. And there are other options available to you that you might want to check out and that might be more suitable for what you're looking for. Also, if you just like to contribute to my channel, this is always greatly appreciated. And so feel free to select my PayPal me link, and there will be that will be in the description area as well, so that you can just make a decision about what you're contributing. But just know that everything goes back into the channel in some way, shape, or form. Also, there will be, following these videos, what is called our monthly angel scopes. So each angel scope is a video of 12, and they relate to the various zodiac signs. So that those will be coming out as well. We'll be starting on them after I finish this video. And let's take a look now at the format in front of us. So the card in the center will be a message um, representing the archangel that you'll be working with this month and guidance from that archangel. The cards on the left and the right of that card are going to be messages from your guardian angels. And the first card is highlighting messages from the Major Arcana, which shows sort of the overall um, energy or theme or focus for the month. And this is usually sort of what we don't readily connect with because it's so abstract, right? It's always that meaning or purpose or that reason for everything that we're quite often um, blind. It's our blind spot, but it is some incredible movement that is happening behind the scenes that's sort of shaping the outcomes that you're experiencing in your life right now, which is what this minor arcana um, card message will represent, and hopefully also give us guidance about how to work with that. So let's now take a deep breath together. And just as a reminder, this is sort of Pride Month, and or Gay Pride Month. But they've really been sort of, as we were just talking recently, about being our authentic selves and surrendering that work, that great work right now that we're being called to do in terms of surrender. And why I'm highlighting this in particular, not only because I am gay, but also because I feel that um, this this group of people represent something very important to us on the planet right now, as it is a struggle to really be yourself as a gay person. It's a struggle to come out and to really proclaim who you are. And it's something I struggle with my entire life. And each and every one of us is a gift to the other. All of the groups of people, the diversity that's on the planet, whether it's race um, or our orientations, or if it's plants and animals and insects, mountains, hills, valleys, all of it is a gift to us. Our diversity is a gift to us. It shows us the potential that we all have, the capacity to love, even when it challenges us. It's helping us to each part of this diversity, this variety that exists on the planet, is helping us to reclaim our sense of being and oneness within. And so I feel like right now, whether it's about love or your career or whatever facet of your life, often the angels, when they write the word gay in front of me, it has very rarely been about the person, sexual orientation. As you know, they use words to, as symbolism to represent an energy. And right now, as they're writing it again, and clients who've had sessions with me will understand when I use it, that it means that we need to come out about something. And what it really means is that we need to honor our truth. And right now, we need to honor it big, strong, and loud and proud. Because the freedom that you're seeking, the prayers that you're wanting and desiring, are all right there within you, finding who you truly are and giving space for it to be. Most of the time, we're spending a lot of energy trying to conceal the parts of us that needs voice, that needs space. And so I think what I often hear that many people appreciate about the gay community, those who are allies of the gay community, is that ability to just be yourself, even when everything around you is telling you to conform and to do otherwise. And it's sort of a mechanism of pride for gay people, but I think it's a mechanism of pride for humanity, that this group of people is specifically, in my opinion, and each one of us probably has a different way of looking at this, but is a way for each and every one of us, the world at large, to be ourselves. And I feel like in this month, this is important to our ascension process, and also to the shifts that you're going through that are challenging you the most. And however you feel you are being challenged, it's to provoke you to be your true self. Because once each and every one of us begins to be our authentic self and to express ourselves without limitations, that channel of oneness will start to flourish on earth again. The unconditional love, the peace, the harmony. And harmony is such an important word to the acceptance of our authentic selves. Because although each of us is a little corner or part of all of this variety, but that we can embrace each other unconditionally is that component of harmony, that we know that we can exist together, being who we are, and that some people can even celebrate you for that. So in this month, I think it's just so important to start celebrating the people you love, celebrating them for who they are, not for who you want them to be. And what an incredible revelation it might serve in your life when you free yourself up of worrying about how you want everybody else to be around you, so that you can be comfortable with who you are. And when you give this sort of freedom to everyone else, when you celebrate others around you, you'll be able to celebrate your own individuality. You'll find yourself being less caged in by your own expectations and criticism and moral judgments. So just let us breathe for a moment. Just take that all in. And they're writing the word safe. They want you to know that you are safe, that you're always protected, and what you desire and what you want to achieve, it comes within the package of support. There are no conditions about what gives your soul and your heart joy or pleasure. You can have everything that you want in abundance if you just start focusing on what you want and believing that you deserve it, and then making every decision based on that desired outcome. But when we're busy rejecting others or being intolerant of others' desires and wants, that's because in that act, you are afraid of what you want, of having what you want. You're afraid of the loss of control that having those things might somehow cause disruptions in your own life. This is a way to divide your attention, your focus. And this is how delays sort of seem to be this huge boulder in the space of your desires. Don't worry about what others aren't doing. Don't worry about the wrong that others are committing. When you focus on what is your purpose and what you want for your life, you implement the opportunities that are the alternative or correction to what others are offering that you do not respect. And you don't have to respect what you don't like. But please don't spend your energy worrying or feeling that you have to make them feel ashamed, because it'll make you angry and full of regrets, and it'll make you even more intolerant of many more things that will take up the space of your desires with even larger boulders till there's no room for you to breathe a desire or want within the space of your heart. And this is when an illness or something very strong has to occur. Something strongly wrong has to occur in order for us to wake up and to give up all of that resistance. In oneness, all of the facets of the variety flow in harmony with one another. Flow consistently and continuously. There is no resistance. And when you feel resistance in the form of confusion, in the form of fear, delays, active procrastination, this is because you are not clear. And you're always clear about what you want, but you disrupt it by being afraid of what you want, which creates all of those things. You don't have to be clear about everything. But what you are clear about, be clear in your intention and in your actions and in your attention to it. Because there will be no delays on that path. And on that path, you will learn how to manifest. You will learn how not to waste time, because the joy will overwhelm your life and will inspire your mind to enjoy being clear. That is to say, focused attention and intention. And you'll learn that time doesn't matter how much of it, it's about the quality. And when you start really enjoying the quality of the time that you spend, then you'll understand that quality sort of expands time for you. And it makes everything clearer to you. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to focus on what you strongly believe in right now. See that through. Make every decision to make it happen. And those other things, some of them will come as a result of that focus. And some others of the things that you want will come in time when you have space for them. But none of it is about delaying or denying you because of something you have deemed about yourself that is imperfect or that needs to be condemned. And I've just really been feeling like this month is full of opportunities for all of us, that we've been going through some really challenging and difficult times, preparing us to feast at that table. And if we cannot respect sexuality, they just wrote this in front of me, and this is why it's so important. Sexuality and our sacral chakra, which is about our sexuality and also our creativity, our desires and our wants, they're in the same place. That is why they're there as a symbol of pleasure. Your sexuality and your appetite for life, your desires, your creativity, they're all pleasurable. They are connected to joy. They is connected to your reproduction. So generating new life, not just like physical human lives, but new life, new ideas. To not respect sexuality is to limit the potential of that chakra. So let us celebrate each other. And gay people are not the only people who have problems, or I wouldn't say problems for everyone, but who are struggling with celebrating their sexuality. There are many reasons why other groups, let's say heterosexuals, might struggle in this area for different reasons, but it is something that is common no matter what's bringing you there. And we have to learn to celebrate ourselves, celebrate our sexuality, celebrate our desires and our passions. You're not foolish. Your dreams are not foolish. The energy of our sexuality, we have nothing to be ashamed of this energy. There's nothing about us that has been made that is a part of who we are, no matter what part of the spectrum that you exist within that energy. There's nothing about us that was not purposefully created. What we do is we or wasting our energy deciding what's right and what's wrong, instead of utilizing this energy, passion, the drive, the purpose to generate a quality of life that's beautiful, pleasurable, and loving. All right, so let's take a look at the Archangel that we're working with for this month. Man. So why I'm saying that is because this card flew out of the deck first, and I put it back in. And another card jumped out. It was Archangel Raguel, which is interesting. And I put it back in. And here comes Archangel Metatron again. So I'm going to keep both of these archangels in mind, potentially. And I don't know if I want to take the time to find it. Not very far away. I'm going to keep them both in mind for this reading. I don't usually do this, but since they both popped out and this one came back, I'm just going to do it. Right? And so Archangel Metatron is in charge of our ascension process. And I like to think of Archangel Raguel as the angel of friendship. His name means the friendship of God. And so right now, I don't know why they're writing the word congregation, but we are really divided. And what's really important right now, and through this energy of this month, it celebrates not only one group of people, but it also celebrates its allies. It celebrates the unification of humanity through respect, through unconditional love. And they write respect again. Those who practice respect are participants in the practice of unconditionally loving others. And this is so, so important right now, because this is a very powerful month and a very powerful activation for oneness itself. Your souls are embodying your lives at an enormous capacity. And this is just the beginning of all of that, of all of what this means. One of our very important missions right now is the ascension of this planet, raising the vibration of this planet. And what do you think is so key to the raising the vibration of this planet? Unconditional love, respect for everyone. Remember, they were talking to us earlier in this year about cooperation. That was the first one. They gave us the first three C's: cooperation, compassion, and curiosity, if I remember correctly. But this is really, and in the last few days, they've taken me through an ascension process where I've been able to feel the energy of the fifth dimensional Earth, the new Earth. Our planet is midway in this process, and our unconditional love and respect of each voice, whether you agree with it or not, but you can disagree and still allow another person to feel respected by you, You can have discourse, but no one should feel that you do not respect them. It doesn't harm any of us to be able to see someone else's point of view. You won't become tainted if you do this. You will have an expansion, of course. You will have an expansion that allows you to be more at peace. Because you're going to understand where that person's coming from. And where that person's coming from is what needs to be respected, no matter how god awful to you their agenda might be. But to understand where that person's coming from, that journey that led them to those thoughts and ideas, that is what needs respect. And when you truly can do that, in that moment, the divine uses you as a mirror of healing, to reflect to them the journey that you have made yourself a witness to. And through your eyes, they can see what needs to be whole, made whole again. And in this, now they're writing justice in front of me. To accomplish just that shifts the balance. You are not doing it. By just being a witness, you are allowing them to shift within themselves based on their own epiphanies and insights. And this is the way of peace. This is the way that we need to start respecting. This is the way that we need to heal together. We need to heal through this level of depth and level of respect in order to have a world of peace where we can spend more time celebrating each other than being afraid of one another. I'm going to just move this card. There's not much space there. Let's take a look at the energy influencing this month. And the moon card. So this is telling us that, the thing about the moon and at night is that things don't always appear as they seem. The moonlight creates shadows and illusions. Things can morph more easily in the moonlight. And so, at the same time, the moonlight also allows us to see things. For instance, I'm in the dark, I can definitely see more visions because it's like a blackboard that just allows me to just sort of see what might normally be invisible because of all the colors in daylight that clearly define objects and things and in a vivid way. So there's two aspects here that why it's often as you see here, represented as illusion, but as at the same time, intuition. And it tells us something that there's sort of this like blurring between the lines, right? It tells us that we never really know the truth 100%. That a lot of what we think we understand about each other, a lot of it's made up of assumptions and interpretations. The only way to really get to know someone is to be their witness, to not be afraid to get to know someone that you disagree with, to not be afraid to get to know their story, to hear their story. Because even they don't know themselves like you don't 100% all the time. We need each other to create this balance. We need each other to be able to see our blind spots. We're mirrors for one another. It's almost like we're each a half of the whole. And let me tell you, as that song says, people who need people are the luckiest people. We do need people. We need each other's half in order to see our better halves and the halves that need healing. So be aware in this month that everything that is happening in relationships is to increase your light levels. The stellar gateway chakra is the seat of your I am presence. And so in order for your I am presence to be clearer, the influence, we need these relationships, good or bad. We need to respect them so we can see each other in truth through the lens of one another. So it's going to be a great time for revelations about things that you thought you understood and knew about relationships. Now here, the Nine of Water. This is the wishes and dreams come true, happiness card, right? Wishes fulfilled. What I've found is that surrender piece I've been talking about. And even this being a witness and to the journey of someone you disagree with is a form of that practice, surrender. It's another facet that they're bringing out right now. To listen rather than to quickly jump to a defense. Because even though we think we have it all figured out and that we're right, you're only that from your half of the equation. You're not that from the other half of the equation. And when you stop struggling, when you stop fighting, resisting, you allow your blessings to come. And so it is through relationships and the struggles and the challenges of relationships that your blessings, I don't want to say hang in the balance, but in a way it's accurate. But it's definitely the way through which they will come. Your surrender, the practice of respect, learning to celebrate everyone's individuality, and putting more energy and time into your own. So if you're feeling blocked because of somebody else, that means that you've not been celebrating your truth, your desires. You're not clear whether it's an action or thought or deed. You're not clear enough about how to act to make progress on what it is you're seeking. You are allowing distractions. That has always been the only challenge you've been having. You've been fighting with yourself. You've been resisting joy. You know, you think about grouchy people who just sit on a porch and complain and bark at everybody that goes by. When we are intolerant, that's what we are. And if you've ever seen someone like this, and as they get older, their faces and their bodies morph into that grouch, which is a posture and a disposition, a facade of total rejection, resistance to everything. The Archangel Metatron is reminding that you can increase your light levels by breaking part with this kind of practice. So this month, lift others up. Celebrate them instead of criticizing them. Don't make anyone else feel ashamed. Don't make anyone else feel like they need to be better or to be less of something in order to receive your approval. I know how profoundly this has impacted me. And I now understand that I allowed it to happen. But we are human. And we do need each other. And we need allies. Nobody wants enemies. Nobody wants to not love. And nobody does not want to not be loved. But the act of love, unconditional love, respect, is the key and a very pivotal one to our world becoming whole and a new age of peace. Have a beautiful month of June. Happy Gay Pride. Happy coming out for everyone about being who you truly are. Happy authentic self. God bless you.